Whoa.
Oh. 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 Oh.
Jiminy Crickers.
What is going on?
Neighbors.
Welcome to the Scary Corner. You are entering through the passage, through the camera. He is looking over your shoulder. Boo! Hi guys, welcome to the Scary Corner. I am the zombie, the homie to the right or the left. Some inverted. Give it up for your homie Bass.
Inverted bass.
Base.
I wonder how that would sound. And give it up for your cousin, your favorite
Hello.
cousin Neil.
Hello.
Sound like trouble.
I can be your Renera.
Yes, please.
And give it up for the renowned Star Fox Killer. Give it up for the Hitman.
Correctos.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
Come
And we
here,
are
boy.
here to review Sinister. AKA Mr. Boogie, AKA Bagoo.
Sinister,
stay
not
over
so
there.
sinister.
Please stay over there. I don't want you haunting my dreams. Because I almost thought I had it last night.
Oh my.
I was scared.
Wow.
I was
Sneak peek.
petrified. At first I was scared. I was petrified. I didn't
Mark
know I
of
could
a
live
true
without
horror.
you. I didn't know I could live without you, but I know that I will think. What's it? Get down and
Oh no, keep going. Good enough.
Yeah.
I will survive. Hey,
I will
Right.
survive.
Follows you into your dreams.
If you like our singing, tune in. We're planning something cool during December. We're gonna do.
A drunk AF karaoke night. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
We're gonna do.
I should have changed that stupid lock. Oh, go on.
We're gonna do the Nightmare Before Christmas karaoke super duper pack. It's gonna be at least an hour and 30 or 40. It's
Is
gonna
there
be
that
full
many
pack.
songs? Are we singing slow?
It's gonna be Elvis special.
Got an entire playlist to get through.
So it's gonna be a fun time, but that's until December, and we are not there yet. We're barely getting into October, which our heavy hitters are coming. Which you sound wrong.
Go on now, go. Walk out the door.
We gotta pull up the lyrics now, man.
I don't
But anyways-
think that's in Nightmare Before Christmas. Just so you
I
know.
don't think so. Yeah.
I don't think. I know Zero sings that a little bit, but
So yeah, like I'm saying, we've been last week review The Crow, and I would like to say thank you guys for hitting that play button and staying with us and reviewing the show,
oh my god.
because we all crow our eyes. What is it? And we dreamt.
Crushed it.
We feel the need to crow the channel. That was
I hear spooky dogs. Anyways, enough with the rambling. Next week we'll be doing Train to Bosnia or Bosnia or Busan.
Close enough, yeah.
It's overseas. We're not going to take a train there. But
Oh my goodness, I apologize. We're doing Train to Busan. It is a Korean zombie flick, I believe. We don't know.
yeah, which you've already seen on this channel. Link in the description, perhaps.
Right there. It's a review of All of Us Are Dead or Alive or something like that.
Yes, all of us are dead. All right, moving on.
Sorry we're rambling on this. It's been a long time. We're drinking and I'm having a great time with here. Without further ado, what is your first impression of this movie? How that made you feel, cousin Neil?
Oh. How did going into this movie? I watched the movie maybe a year ago, I'd say. I didn't see it when it came out, but I read in some article, like scientifically, they said this is the scariest movie because they were measuring people's heart rates watching this movie.
Oh.
So that piqued my interest, and then I watched it, and it gave me like a lot of Stephen King vibes, or that other movie, with Johnny Depp, Secret Window kind of thing, dealing with a writer and his writing process and stuff.
Yeah.
The movie. I'll get into it later, but it went one way, which I was
Yes.
really digging. Then it went a different way, and then I was like totally caught off guard. And yeah, it's almost two different movies in a sense. But I enjoyed the movie. I liked it. Sinister.
How about you, Base? How you felt the first time you saw
Very sinister.
it? Sinister Minister.
Yeah. No, it was shocking sometimes at points. Kind of scary. I had a couple of dreams about it. It's scary.
Just like the black weird on the top of your head.
No.
It's like, no. How about you, Hype Man?
Man. Yeah, I gotta go. To me, it was kind of by the numbers jumping into it. I could kind of anticipate, even from that little teaser that showed that little GIF or animatic or whatever the hell you want to call it. I could tell how it was going to end, but
wow.
It was a fun ride going into it. Cousin Neil made some good points about it, and I kind of agree with a good chunk of it. It started off very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, the movie changes. I don't want to say halfway, but like at a certain point, I'm like, wait a second, I thought it was going to be something completely different.
It set the ambiance. It was definitely an ambiance kind of like uncomfortable kind of movie.
Yeah.
It's like we're watching a snuff film or something like that.
Oh, you know what? Another movies reminded me of was the Nicolas Cage early 2000s or 90s film with 8mm. Have you guys seen that? Where
With the heads.
he has to investigate an actual snuff film where he's a private detective and they're trying to figure out, is the movie real? Because even today, people, are snuff movies real? Can you really ever know if a snuff movie is real? We don't know, right?
That's true. Yeah.
So it was really interesting to see that.
I'm gonna complain right now. I don't know why, but going into this movie, trying to review it, the anxiety and the dread I felt, and I'm feeling it for some reason again right now. So it's either the timing. It's the same time I started watching it last night. I'm feeling it right now in my body, and it's the thing's traumatic.
Oh my!
Also, I think it's kind of funny how Cousin Neil's talking about how it goes into the writing process. It seems like in every single media iteration, the writing process is drink,
right?
and then isolate, and then drink. That's my process.
That's how we get it done.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened in The Shining, right?
In every movie with a writer ever. I'm getting some writing done, by the way.
Drink. I think he's doing more drinking than writing.
Drink. Would be mine.
I got two hands. I can write with you.
Yeah, he's like,
I feel like this has been done somewhere. Should be one where the writer or someone creative, they need to have sex or something to get it on. That was like a porno, something like that.
It's
abstain from it.
It's funny. Like I wrote a sentence. I got to drink. I wrote a paragraph. The bottle's gone.
I should celebrate. Microsoft Word is correcting all of my typos.
All right, guys, let's get into this ghoulish ghoul of a ghoulish guy. He's your friendly neighborhood. I don't want to say his name anymore. It's like Mr. Oogie Boogie.
No, say
it's not
guitars from Slipknot, man. Guitars from Slipknot.
Number 4 shows up. Not playing. So it opens up with the family being hung. So we see exactly like that. We see a family, and then all of a sudden we see someone cutting the branches, going slowly, and then, but you're seeing it like in the, like those wind up. What's it called?
It's a The 8
the
millimeter.
camera, 8 millimeter camera, and it's like
Mhm.
distorted. You hear the crackling sound and oh my god, the tree branch falls and it just goes up. And they're dangling there. They're like shaking, and then they just stop. And then at the bottom corner says Sinister. I was like, whoa, that's how we're starting this. Within 5 minutes, you're like already your hands in your head, like, what the fuck did I just saw, you know? And then after that, we get a writer moves his family into the house, to a new house, and they're packing. He has like a little small bag, box, and his wife, he goes, "You sissy," and like, "Hey, it's delicate." I was like, wow, you could already tell the dynamic of that relationship. You punk bitch. Then after that, like right off the bat, you see the cops pull up, like 2 cop squads show up. It's like, what does it take for me to tell you to keep your stuff in the moving van and leaving?
Can I get a signature?
He's like, really? Says like, why? What happened? It's like your books always meant to, like, every time you write a book, like, it destroys families and towns. Like, this is a small town. Like, we don't need this type of publicity here.
Does he do that for all the famous Yelpers who come into town too?
I know, right?
You shut down the Carl's Jr. one town over. Get out of here.
So yeah, so we follow him inside the house, and then he puts the box down, and then he turns, because we don't know where we're at, so he turns to a window, and then we see the tree. How do you feel about that moment when it was revealed, the tree that he moved in to where they were killed?
I was like, oh,
It's kind of
interesting.
obvious.
Interesting.
Interesting going into the house that someone's been murdered and that someone's been murdered. Wait, does he know yet? No, sorry if I went ahead.
No.
Did he know? Yeah, he knows.
No,
right?
he doesn't. No, he
knows.
doesn't. Well,
No,
yeah,
he knows.
knows.
The family
yeah,
doesn't know. He knows.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah.
I mean, when
he
he
went on
bought
there
the
on
house,
purpose. Yeah, he
and
went
then
on
he
there on
lies
purpose.
to the wife, kind
Yeah,
of.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
"Are we 3 doors down from the murder house?" He's like, "No."
No. So later on, we hear like little creaking, and then up in the attic, we get a scorpion cameo. He gets get overheard. The scorpion's crawling to him. He's like, ah, and he just drops a box on him and goes, breaks the floorboard. Then he's like, what is this? And he takes off a box, and it's he finds the box of reels. Then he takes the reels and into his office. He sets up the reels. Like, how do you know how to set up something? And I'll be like, how do you do this? Right?
How?
Yeah.
So we what's it called? He sets up the reels and he starts it, and he's watching, and he's sitting down, of course, with a little whiskey, like, and then that's where he sees the film that we just saw in the opening credits, where the family was getting hung, and there was a missing child called Stephanie. Stephanie. Right?
Yes, sir.
You hear that? What is that? Dogs?
No, is it?
I don't hear it, man.
So it's dark out still, and then he goes to look at the tree. He goes outside. I don't know why we go outside to look at the tree after you saw the video. So he goes outside and he closes the door. He goes back in and he hears a little patter patting, or like running behind him. He's like, what is that? Yeah, like that. Oh my God, you hear the door opening. And then he crawls through, and there's like a little moment of hesitation, like, who's behind the door? And he opens it, and it's his daughter. I don't know her name.
Ashley.
Ashley is like, what are you doing? Like, nothing, Dad. I can't sleep. So he puts her down again. Man, these guys like they only show up when they want to, right? He's always isolated by himself.
The way a
So-
good dad.
In his office again, like he just mostly is him, kitchen, office, home. He's just a stay-at-home dad. In the office, he loads up another reel and he starts watching it, and it's a different family. I'm like, and I put in my notes, it says, I'm hearing this with my headphones and I feel nasty and dread and discomfort. So this time, this family is seen playing outside, like camping. No, not camping yet. They're outside. And then it cuts. So the family is tied and locked inside of the car. This is making me feel like I was looking at like it's real uncomfortable. The dad, the mom are tied, binded. There's gas cans all behind, and he just freaking lights that thing on fire. And I was like, wow. I was disturbed, man. I was at this point. I was building a kind of a tolerance for it, but then the next scenes that started happening, I had to stop it and walk away for a bit.
Oh,
What was your first viewing or second viewing of this?
That was my first.
That was your first?
I mean, I
Okay.
don't know. I kind of expected it, but still,
Wow.
it's just like, oof.
are you asking like what's our reaction? Like,
Yeah, what's your reaction when you saw
oh,
this?
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, me personally, because I've seen a lot of stuff, you know.
Oh no.
No, I judge, so horror movies tend to, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I wasn't as spooked, but I'm more interested in Ethan Hawke's performance and character. And I'm not so much as scared as more of like trying to figure out, what's going on kind of thing.
I've been on
So-
Reddit.com.
Best score.
Yeah.
r/score.
How about you, Base? How you felt when you saw the first two kills?
Yeah, I bashed on Cousin Neil, but I've been doing kind of the same stuff.
Oh my god.
I'm a hypocrite. But yeah, it was kind of disturbing at first. But then I realized, like my database of all this gore I've seen loaded up. So it's good after that.
Sheesh.
No, I mean, it wasn't because I'm not like watching the movie and being like, oh yeah, this is fake. It's a movie. That's not my mindset at all. I'm just constantly wondering like, what is going on?
Yeah.
It's,
The
all this
mystery.
stuff's going. I'm just really wondering what's going on. That's where my brain is at. But I am invested in the movie. I'll say that.
So yeah, you're along for the ride. There's the
Yeah,
viewers
I'm
are-
along for
they're
the
like,
ride. I'm definitely.
like-
I'm digging. I'm like, what's going on? But
So it goes disturbed by what he watched. He called the cops. It's like he's calling him like, hello sir, 911, what's your emergency? And then he's like, he hangs up on him because he's like, you know what, I'm gonna do this for my book. So he's like, I'm gonna keep digging. So he loads another movie reel. This is called Pool Party 86. And before he pushed play, he hears a thud and a creaking sound. He's like, it's probably his daughter again. It's like, dag, little girl, like, damn it. So he gets out. The hallway is dark, of course. And then he notices there's a box in the middle of the room. He's like, well, what's that box doing there? This just scared the bejesus out of me. Because I had the volume all the way up, right? On my headphones.
yeah.
So there's a box in the middle, and I'm looking into it too. It's like, what is that? Dude, out of nowhere, his freaking son just comes out yelling.
I love jump scare. I love
Yeah.
his jump scare.
There's
That's all he did. That was the entire purpose that kid served.
There is
But
a lot of jump scares in this.
But the
movie.
way he looked like somebody pushed him up like that, he just,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, like
like,
nobody does it. What is he, a cat? No, he was just there to scare the shit out of his
Nah,
dad.
man, he was just trying to stretch.
He gets his jollies, man.
I was like, holy moly, bro. I was like,
I'm doing
"Ah!"
downward facing Amazon package.
So the mom and dad, I mean, he gets them. He takes them outside. I don't know why. And I look at the stars. Look at the stars. Stop it. He's like, huh? What are we doing outside, Dad? And then, dude, that, like I said, and then he's like, the mom comes like, what happened? He's like, he's having the night terrors?
Night terrors.
Yeah.
Those are horrible, man. So, yeah, so that incident happens. He's like, stay with him. So in the morning, the mom takes him to school. It's like, what happened to you? Like, you freaking freaked out. You're like, I was in a box? Like, yeah. And then he's like, I didn't remember being in a box. He's like, oh, that's not the worst place we found you. He's like, where do you find me? Like, remember you're trying to pee inside the, what's it called? The tumbler? The dryer?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah. Like, what? So he was so embarrassed and stuff. Like, all right, guys, let's go. So he takes them, and then back in the office, the dad, Ellie.
Allison. All right.
Oh, Allison puts the pool party reel, and then we see another family. They're having a good time in the pool, and then all of a sudden it gets dark, and then you hear the 8mm again going. But this time they're all tied to these pool chairs with weight at the end of them. Sorry.
Yeah. Getting pulled into the pool party.
Hey.
Nice.
Sheesh, man. And that's one of my fears, is to go that way. Just can't get up no more.
Oh, drowning?
Oh,
You're
you're
drowning,
drowning,
yeah.
but you're laying down at the same time having a good time.
Yeah, like
your fear is not to fall into a volcano.
you're like, you're binded, you can't see, and you're dropped in the middle of the ocean trying to survive. Just kill me now.
Oh,
So
geez.
So they get pulled into the water, and they're drowning. They're like bubbling, and all of a sudden, we see a figure come from left to right, and he's slowly turning, and then he stops the film. He's like, "What the hell is that?" You know, and then he's trying to rewind it, but he paused it, and he got up to the screen to look at it, to the Slipknot guitar player.
Yeah, Psychosocial came on by Slipknot.
And then he gets up to the screen, whatever, and all of a sudden the film where the part where the monster comes out of, or whatever it is, catches on fire.
Spontaneously combust.
It's like a song. Oh man. So he goes on the internet. He learns how to fix the thing. So he gets a camera with him now. So he has the reel and a camera. That's his next setup. So now, coming back from school, the mom is like, tell your dad. Well, I'm gonna tell him. He's like, what's going on here? He's like, you left your office open or whatever. Like, he's over here drawing in a permanent marker, like the people that were hung in this house. No, like they were hung, they were murdered. They're like, is that one of your people that you're writing about? I was like, yeah, but like I didn't tell him. So there's always that fight between the story and the mom and the dad, you know, that dynamic of do what you got to do, but don't let the kids know type of thing. So that the tension always between them, and it's like, go to your room. It's like, you're overreacting, Mom. What's wrong with you?
Stop, Mom. I can draw what I want. Yeah.
It's like, I could do whatever I want. So it's real time again. And then he sets the reel and the camera. This one, I had to pause and walk away. I couldn't handle it. Me saying this, watching it now, back then I was like, oh crap. Now I'm just like, what the hell, dude? So this time we get the POV of remember of Halloween where you open up with Michael walking around the house?
Yeah.
So we get the same thing, but without the little dots. We get the POV where this person is walking up the stairs, and we're inside this bedroom with the mom and dad tied up, and then we see the neck with the kitchen knife get sliced. They sliced the mom, sliced the dad, but the next one kind of shed a tear. It goes up to a little kid, and they slice the little kid's throat, but really don't see it because it kind of starts blurring out, but you could see the blood splatter, and I was just like, yeah, I didn't know I was getting into that again because I haven't seen this in a long time. Yeah, it does. And so I'm sorry, I'm trying to collect myself. So he has the camera, of course, he recorded it, and then he plugs it into his laptop, his Apple or Macintosh that he has. And he's trying to go frame by frame, and he's going, and you notice a symbol on the wall. It's like an M with a horn. A Manjin Buu. Manjin Buu, you. Sorry.
That was pretty good, actually.
I gotta do a comic relief here because, man, it's so tense. So yeah, so he sees that, and then all of a sudden, all the lights go off, and then we hear like sounds. Can you do tapping sounds like
creaking noises?
Yeah, we hear the sounds coming
like
from
when you get a robocaller and it's like, wait just a moment.
Oh, sorry. So we hear noises, and he come in the dark. Of course, he's looking at it, you know. And then we hear a loud bang, like, boom. He looks around. He's like, what was that? And you hear running. And then he looks he hears running in the attic. See, that's why you should never have a house with an attic.
Oh, man, don't say that. I got one.
Oh, shit. It'd be like, all the good stuff happening.
I actually have a light up there and everything. I keep my guns up there. Probably the wrong decision to do so.
Don't tell everybody.
Never know, man.
So he goes to the kitchen, gets the kitchen knife, and he goes up there to check it out. Like, yeah. He doesn't tell his mom, he doesn't tell his wife, the kids, or anything. It's just him by himself. Like, you guys don't hear, like, I'll be like, don't you hear the noises happening, or is it just me? Type of thing.
Well, presumably the middle of the night, and he doesn't want to disturb night terrors.
And he is drinking.
Come scare a kid.
So he goes to check it out. He goes up there, and he's like, he sees a box moving. He's like, oh, hell no, not again. So he goes in and starts stabbing it.
Oh, no.
He goes whiling at it, and then after that, he flips the box over, and it's a freaking snake. It's a gardening.
It's a snake.
It's a snake. Snake.
It's a danger noodle.
He's black and pink. He's a snake. So he goes hide, and he looks at it. He's like, wait a second, these drawings match the ones in the reels, you know? So he goes to walk away, and all of a sudden he goes through like a Hell in a Cell. He goes through the attic.
That's what you get for not reinforcing your attic. Fall right through.
That'd be my fat ass and shit.
That was gonna be the direct TV guy, you know? Fucking going through.
Cable guy. And all of a sudden, what's it called? He gets the EMT. He's like, sir, you have to go to the ER. You're swollen. He's like, no, I'm not gonna go. It's like, all right, then we're not gonna force you. He's like, all right, bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. And then after that, he starts putting the pieces together between the drawings that he has and the actual footage. He's matching them up.
Well,
and then
him
he
and
gets
Deputy so-and-so have a conversation real quick. Where he's
Is
like,
that
"Who
or-
was in your attic? There was no the stairs weren't down. How did that happen?"
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "I don't know, man. Like, stop asking me questions. It was probably a squirrel." He's like, you probably wouldn't hear a squirrel. Although they
Like-
do get scared. And he's like, no, it was a scorpion. Oh, you would hear their feet. Or maybe not. I don't know. They're really small. All right. Yeah. Great. Very helpful. I just thought it was funny. It was like if
A little banter.
they keep showing this character as really dumb, and then like he ends up not being too dumb.
Greatest detective in the world.
Oh,
Captain
what's great?
Ga- It was Captain Gadget.
All right.
Then he after that they all leave. He finds a clear picture of Mr. Boogie, and he prints it out. So he has it in this little pinup board that he has while the crimes were all taking place. So after that, yeah, right, yeah. So he has it, and he has the picture of Boogie right there, like a nice size, has a full screen. And all of a sudden, of course, the trope of looking away, and he goes. So he has a picture, and then the picture goes like this. It goes, then it goes back, and then he's like, "What?" But he doesn't see it in the corner of his eyeballs. He's just like, So after that, he goes. He remembers he had this camera with him, and then he's slowly going keyframe before he goes through the ceiling. You see hands, kids' hands on him. He's like, "Oh, my body." So you see hands. Oh my God, he saw hands on him.
Disturbing.
So we're like, "What the hell is that?" And I almost puked. So scared. So scary.
Aw. Did you watch with the lights out?
Yes.
Oh wow.
I was in the dark in the kitchen
Full immersion, huh?
with my headphones. It was just goggle vision
In the attic.
in the attic if I had one. So he's sleeping with his wife, of course, but not that type of sleeping. The inverted one. Not playing. He's woken up by the real sound, like that. He's like, "What's going on?" You know. He's like goes in there. He's like, Stacy, kids. I mean, what's her name? Her and him.
Wifey.
Wifey.
Ashley
Like,
and Trevor, I think.
there you go. Trevor, Ashley. I told him I've been messing with my stuff, so he gets it. He turns it off. So he's like, but then he noticed like the bush of the picture of the Oogie is like, wait, the bush is right there, right? So he looks at it, right? He looks at the bush. He looks at the picture. He already knows what happened. He puts the picture down, right in your cabeza. Boogie's right there. He's like, he goes out with a bat. He's like, "Who's out there?
Ooh,
Get off my lawn!" And it's so he goes out there with the bat. He's like, "What the fuck is that?" And he's like, "What is that?" And he flashes his little flashlight, and it's the sun in the bushes.
It's the sun in the bush. Yeah.
It's just being
He's
jump
like-
scared.
He's like this. He's like, "Trevor, what are you doing?" He's like, "I have no idea, dog. I got too fucked up last night.
Like, dog, I'm on a bender.
I went to go pee, but I fell in the bush. I couldn't get back out." Oh my goodness. So he goes in, he puts the kid back, tells his wife, "Stay with him. I forgot something outside." First of all, I'll leave that shit outside. I'm not going back out there. But plot. So he goes outside, and then there's a big dog. Rah, rah,
Big
rah,
kitty
rah.
dog.
I hate those damn dogs. I'm sorry. So
That's
the
a
dog,
horror for you.
hell yeah. So the dog is looking at him. He's like licking his chops. Like, "I'm just gonna get my bat, and we'll go both on a merry way. Because if you're gonna attack me, I'm gonna bash you over the head with it." But what we're not gonna see is the kids behind him. They're all dead. They're like this.
The dead kids have risen.
They're like that. So like the dog sees the dead kids, and he's like, "Okay, peace." So dog bones out. He was supposed to get his bat, but he left without getting his bat. I'm like, isn't that the point of you
Over
going
here
in?
to grab this bed in case I need to bash your brains in.
But he doesn't. He just runs away.
Well, it's because the dog eats out of there, and he's like, "Oh, I guess we're good." The whole reason he went outside was to get that and the flashlight. Probably the flashlight more than anything.
I know.
Yeah, he just found out he has snakes in the house. He's gonna need it.
And a
So-
scary ass kid.
Yeah, this kid playing hide and seek like at 1 a.m.
So there's so he goes in. Ellis goes inside. He starts closing all the door. Like, oh, now you want to lock the doors. Sure, you do that in a get-go, but must be a nice neighborhood. And then Tracy, which is the wife, is like, I can't believe what's going on. It's happening even worse than this time. Like, she's a mess. She's trying to crack. Kids are going cuckoo. Then the dad is all way over his head. You know?
Yeah.
And then he is getting closer to Mr. Boogie, like trying to get more information on him. So he sees him in every murder. Like, he starts seeing him. You know, it's just like, what the hell? Like, you're there, you're there, you're there. So he's getting closer, and then he looks at the reel. It's called Lawn Work. And I was just like, nope. So in the Lawn Work, man, he there's a tight shot, a POV of a lawnmower with a flashlight. So it's going crazy like a go-kart by itself. And out of nowhere, we see someone's laying there and just gets freaking ran the F over with it. And then I put in my notes, Allison and me couldn't watch it, so he walked out of the room. Same as me.
That's funny.
And then the neighbor's like, "What the hell are you doing mowing the lawn at 3 a.m.?"
Oh, shit. I was like, oh, like, because they have like a sharp dong type of thing. So when it appeared, it's like,
He
Yeah,
got domed.
I got domed.
very fast.
So later in the beginning, they get introduced to Professor Jonas. So Professor Jonas calls him back, you know, at this point of the story.
Professor Kingpin.
Well, that's him.
That's our what is it? The man on the computer or whatever.
The man in the chair.
The man in the chair. Yeah, that's right.
So
Deputy
yeah.
so and so introduced him.
So they give Mr. Boogie's backstory, like he's a kid eater. He's a eater of kids, and
He eats kids, but somehow they have bodies after, I guess.
it's like it, man. It's like it all over again. And then he requires a blood sacrifice and an omen and stuff, and you see his symbols everywhere. Oh my god. Oh, and then after he gets all the information, he gets freaked out, and we get extreme door closing. He goes. I was like, what is this? So he puts all the reels away. He locks and keys it, you know, which I started kind of laughing. So this one is where I kind of jumped, hence the jump scare.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy is walking. He's fucking walking down the damn hallway, right? And the fucking girl is like right there.
It's free real estate.
It's
She's like, you stink, bro.
her face right there, dog.
Yeah.
Just the two.
He doesn't turn around at all because he's like, "No, hell no. I know. I'm not. No.
Nope.
Keep on moving forward."
You hear the whispers. Except for hearing your headphones, you hear the whispers, the talk, and the song like Jason, like, oh, like that. I was like, no. And then we start seeing the trickle of the goat kids everywhere, you know. And the one that's fucked up is, sorry for my language, he walks in, right, and he sees his daughter. Oh, she's peacefully sleeping. Hence to him, he doesn't know that the daughters looking at the dead little girl, like she's like, I would have died right there. I was like, what the fuck is?
It's her new friend.
So this girl is just freaking making eye contact with her, and he's like, shh, and she's like, "Mommy, help me." What would you guys do at that instance?
Don't you do it. Don't you say it. Don't say it.
How will you react? Like, I want to see, Neil, how will you react to that instance?
If I did, because he didn't see the ghost, right?
No. I'm saying, like, if you're the little girl making eye contact with the dead girl.
Oh, I was assuming that like they were front, like she chilling with her, or because clear she didn't. It didn't look like she was scared of her. She just looked like she's just, there's a person there. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Base,
Did
how
she
will
look
you
scared
react?
to you?
Yeah.
Did she look scared?
I think she did. Like, she looked paler, no?
She just looked like she didn't look scared. She didn't look like it was her friend. It was more like just an entity. Just yeah.
Yeah, because she even continues talking about her later, and she's like, "Yeah, I know her." And she
Yeah, exactly. It's just a person. Yeah.
Oh,
Acquaintance. She looks like it's an acquaintance just chilling in the room. Yeah.
So all that cool stuff happens. So he has his bad, like, I have a way to protect my family. So he sits down on the couch and he falls asleep. So you see the light, of course, the sun comes up. He's losing his stuff, his shit, his marbles. The kids are seeing ghosts, and the wife is a pain in the ass. So finally they like, she's like, who's this? It's like, oh, it's the little girl from Daddy's book. And she's like, what? It's like, yeah, she used to live here. And like she doesn't want to go in that room because it was not her, it was her brothers. I was like, oh my Lord. And then it's like, are you kidding me? You've been telling him about the story, this and that. It's like, no, I never told him anything. And then,
they
that's
have a very legit fight.
That's when he tells him, like, it's either your book or us.
That was the most real part of the movie.
I'm like, I can relate.
It's like, man, is this me? Is this really happening? But like the build up to that fight though was also like, it was him like in their conversations and him watching like interviews he's had as a famous author and stuff, and it was like, I don't do it for the fame, I do it for the justice. And then him talking to the wife like, no, it's I just need this one last hit of the fame.
Exactly.
It's like him contradicting and losing himself to the addiction of like, I gotta get something out of this. I just need one last bump. And then it's like showing that he's like maybe not the best judge of situations at this point. And that's why they're fighting. And then she's like, you lied to me.
She's like, no, you asked me if we were living 2 blocks down from the house. I didn't lie to you. Like, that's a cop out.
He's like, oh, I have my fingers crossed.
There you go.
Oops, you caught me.
I bought this $400,000 house and whoops.
It was like nothing. So back in the bedroom, we see someone pointing a flashlight on Allison. Alice. Yeah, right?
Yes.
Ellison. So he wakes up to the sound of the reel again, and he's like, well, what's going on? So he's walking and it's all dark. Like this part right here. and we see, like, we hear sounds coming from the attic, and the ladder for the attic is down. So of course he goes. So he's peeking his head like, hi guys. What's going on?
What you guys watching?
Having a movie night without me?
I got the popcorn.
so he sees all of a sudden he's like, you see all little kids watching something, right? And they all turn to him. I'm like, deadpan. He's just like, what the fuck? And then the finally we get the reveal of Mr. Boogie. He goes, hi. He goes, hi. So when he does that, he falls, tumbles backwards, you know, he's freaking falling. He's like, what the hell was that? Am I seeing things? Am I going crazy? Is he going crazy?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And it's funny, they freaking Oogie throws the reels at him. He's like, here, watch it.
Yeah.
He's
Buy my
throwing at
mixtape.
it.
Watch
So
this
he
shit.
goes,
It's fire.
There's a fire right here. So after that, he gets the things. He goes outside. He lights it on fire. You hear like little screaming from the fire, I think, right?
By the way, I'd probably do the same thing. I'm not freaked out. I'm like that stuff ablaze, man.
And burn things up.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. Like, up till that point, you're like, dude, like, get the hell out. What are you doing? And then, like, he starts making what we would presume to be like the reasonable decisions. Like, all right, he's starting to get it together, and he's like doing the right thing finally.
Only for it not to turn out.
Mm.
So what happens is the wife comes out like, what are you doing? I made a mistake. You're right. We gotta get out of here. Dude, you're scaring me. I said, shut up and get your stuff. We're out of here. Dad, what's going on? We're leaving, going back home. Yay, like you promised. Like, yes. So on the way back, he gets the cop that hated him goes, where are you going? It's like going so fast. Like, we're trying to get out of here. We're taking your advice, like you told me. Then he's like, all right. And I don't see why I need to get your autograph. So he tears up the ticket. And he drives off like, you guys keep it under 60 until you cross the borderline, and then I don't give a damn what you do after that. So they go back to their home where they came from.
Their freaking giant, gorgeous home. Like, why would you leave?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was saying to. I was like,
Spiral
damn, that's
staircase
a
and everything.
badass mansion shit.
Yeah,
man.
they really didn't go. Hey, honey, let's just pack up and move. Just just for the hell of it. I want to write and be near the Waffle House. I don't know. There's nothing else there. Anyway.
Airbnb.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I guess so. You're 20, want to hang out somewhere? Sure.
So throughout the day, Mr. Deputy so-and-so was trying to get a hold of him, you know, and he's like, oh, he's like, well, what's going on? He's like, oh yeah, like he was talking about patterns, about being killed. He's telling how the families used to live in each other's houses before they move and they get killed. He goes, you leaving that house sped up the timeline of you being killed. He's like, He's like, okay, like what? If he's still alive, like you're next type of thing, you know? And then he's like, he hangs up, like, oh, wouldn't you just like, okay, get a gun, get ready to go, you know? But no, he's just like, okay, cool, thank you. And he hangs up on him. And then he goes to the attic to put something, and guess what is there? The family movies are get over here. The family movies are still there. He's like, what? His eyes just drains the life of him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But then what happens is he goes crazy. He opens it up. So he went all the way home to get the extended cut, the director's cut.
Yeah.
So he gets that, and he's like, well, what the hell is this, you know? So he fixes it, and then he puts it on the reels, and yeah, we see the reveal of the killers, which is
Los hijos locos.
the missing kids are the one killing their parents. Oh my God! I was like, son,
those little bastards.
It was the missing kids all along. So what happened is like he's watching Stephanie cut down the tree trunk for the first killer, and then she comes out and she goes, shh, and she disappears. And then so on and so forth with the fire. Another kid comes out, and then another kid jumps in the pool, and they all vanish. So that's when he's like, "What the hell does this mean?" You know. So after that, he drinks his coffee, and then it looks like this. It looks like this. Like what is it? Like a glowing thing in there.
It's
a
the
lace.
dye they used on the Seahawks uniforms.
Get some glow sticks on him. He
It's
breaks a glow
Seahawks
stick.
blood.
So he's like, what is this? He's like, oh, and he's just, boom.
Those were the 2 jokes I prepared for this whole review, by the way.
Awesome. So out of nowhere, dude, you see the daughter roll up with the 8mm camera, like.
Thanks for making the movies longer, Daddy.
And then she goes,
I like them better this way.
She comes in with an axe and she goes, "Don't worry, Daddy, I'm gonna make you famous again."
Oh, jeez.
Oh God! And then she just whack. You know, she whacks him apart. And then after that, we get the because we see the what's it called? The mom is there as well. She's tied up right next to him. But he's like, what's going on? Type of thing, you know. And then he gets killed, and then we get the point of view of blood splatter everywhere. Like the house is just like covered in blood.
It's a bad paint job.
And then we see his symbol of the guy, the Mr. Boogie, and then he goes into a little office, and you see the daughter drawing what she just did, so you can see them like they're dismembered. How nice!
Mm-hmm.
And what she was doing, that all the dead ghost kids were looking at her, and then they go like this, and Mr. Spooky is right behind her. And it's funny when Mr. Spooky came out, all the kids ran away.
Like, we don't want to get eaten again.
So they're trapped in there, right? Of course.
I think so.
So he's behind her, and she picks him up, you know, and he walks through the film, and then that's how Sinister ends, kind of.
Sinister.
Because then after that, after she takes him, and like the movies are there, and Mr. Oogie Boogie goes, well, look who we have here. He does a jump scare, and then he goes, bye, thanks for watching my film. Thanks for coming. Please tip your waitress on the way out.
There it is.
And then that was the end.
Woo.
Good job, Mr. Sinister. You put a little gray hair on my head for stressing me out.
Oh.
So, guys, final thoughts or thoughts on the movie overall? Is just I'm getting chills. Look at that.
Yeah. So, like, half of the movie, I thought we were dealing with a real serial killer, and that was what was intriguing to me, or the fact that maybe this is all playing out in his head, you know, similar to like Secret Window. But then once they went into the supernatural, where the Slipknot dude is actually an actual ghost, and I was like, then the movie became different. Then it was different for me. So, yeah, I'm not saying it was a bad thing. It was just it kind of changed, and I was like, oh, I was kind of hoping it was like a real serial killer, like it was a real.
It was like 7.
Person. Yeah, 7 or something like that. You know, like some guy that keeps going back to that house, killing the people that live there, or something like that.
That's what I was thinking too. The first time I saw it, I was like,
that's why I said once they brought in the supernatural element, and then because I think it takes me out of the movie because then there's all this stuff I don't know anything about. Was it Bagul? I know Kingpin was trying to explain it and stuff in the movie over Skype or whatever. But I was just like, oh, that's.
Oh God, that is who that was. I was trying to post it.
Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh man, because I was like, I've seen him before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to be honest, I really wonder, would this movie have maybe even been? It's a good movie. I wonder if it was a real serial killer,
Mm,
might have been different.
I see what
Well,
you mean.
I thought
Yeah.
what made it interesting to me was that the twist that existed, that they got out of the house, because in like 90% of movies it's like you get out of the house, you're good.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, they got out of the house and that's what screwed them. That was kind of the most interesting part. Even though I saw the daughter killing them kind of coming, and I saw the coffee part and all that coming.
Yeah. It's just once they brought in the supernatural element, there's like
Yeah.
once that happens, they fail to establish
it?
rules.
Mm,
When you put something like that, you gotta be like, okay, so he can go from picture to picture, but now he can go digital. They don't really explain how exactly. They don't need to say exactly how it works, but they need to. If I'm busy if I'm busy watching the movie and that's all I'm thinking about instead of the other stuff, then you're kind of losing me. And exactly like what you said before, what does he eat the kids, or are the kids like his? At first, I thought they were afraid of him, but it doesn't seem like that. They seem like they're his slaves, or what exactly
yeah.
is going on? There's all these questions that I know it's like nitpicking, but I kind of need more. They need to elaborate
It
more
needs to
on
make
exactly what.
sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. There's some things that just doesn't make sense. And I know some people will be like, "Well, it's just a movie. You just go with it." I'm like, but I can't. Not on something like this. Not when this
But
dude seems to have history. I need to know.
they were saying that he keeps them he feeds over them over time.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
yeah, what
like
does
his
that
energy
mean
drink.
though? Or like, he's actually
It's like it's a
eating them?
straw.
Yeah,
He's
that's
like,
what
hold
I'm
on.
talking about. Whoa, how is he? Because it looks like the kids are doing his bidding, kind of
Shang
thing.
Tsung.
I feel
Yeah,
like they get hypnotized or tricked into doing things, and then when they wake up, they're like, "Oh crap, we're here forever now. We're trapped. I didn't mean to do the things that we did, or I did."
again, but yeah, they don't explain that. We really, or they don't show an example of that. It's very vague, and I guess that's where the movie kind of it loses me, to be honest.
Got you.
But other than that, the film done by the Doctor Strange director. Sorry, let me just look him up real quick.
Cameron Lee.
Sam Raimi.
No,
I am so high.
Scott Dickerson. He also directed the Black Phone that came out this year.
I can hear
Yeah.
Okay.
Also starring Ethan Hawke. By the way, Ethan Hawke, he was amazing in this movie.
Also starring dead kids.
Yeah, also starring Dead Kid. Exactly right. That's why. Yeah,
Backup.
when I was watching Black Phone, I was like, man, this guy has a thing for dead kids. Oh man.
He's supposed to kill kids.
Since you said Sam Raimi, Nickelback came into my head.
Take
I
a look
am
at
so
this
high.
photograph.
I can hear heaven. Spider-Man. Yeah.
Oh,
I thought it was like what's it called? A thorn from an angel.
No, I don't know that one. All I know is that one because of Spider-Man.
I mean, what's it called? A thorn from a dead rose or something like that.
Oh, that's Seal, that the Batman song.
Kiss
Ah,
by the
yeah,
Rose.
yeah. There you go.
Baby.
Kiss from
And
Don't you want to know that I passed something?
Yeah, no, I really like Ethan Hawke's performance. I know him drinking, but it's hard to watch stuff like that. Are they dead? What is this? It's like
I'm
I
glad
said.
he found religion with Amit.
Yeah, right. This is the prequel, but
That's
I
him?
remember. Yeah, it's Ethan Hawke.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's that movie I was talking about earlier, 8mm with Nicolas Cage. He has to give a performance where he's not completely sure if he's watching a snuff film. He doesn't know if it's real or not, but it looks so real, and the look on his face is like he's watching a poor girl get murdered, and tortured, and just horrible. And like you see, it's hard to watch. It looks like he's about to throw up.
As with many Nick Cage films.
It's with many Nick Cage, yeah.
What is that? What's it called? The Ghost Rider?
Well, yeah, Juan, the feeling that you got watching this movie, just got to put like, I bet like that's the character, Ethan Hawke's character is like times 10, having to rewatch these killings and stuff over and over.
But at the same time, like he was so enthralled with the idea of being famous. He even said, he's like, this is the biggest story I've ever had. I gotta dig into this.
Yeah, I mean, he's torturing himself.
And then he
Yeah.
freaking did that, and then he's like, "Oh crap! There's a I'm way over
Yeah.
my head."
I think for a minute because I was wondering, halfway through, you're kind of wondering, where is this movie going? And I was like, does he become the killer? Is the killer come back? Does he discover who the killer is? Because I think part of me, the reason why I wasn't expecting the whole supernatural aspect is because the mask itself, it looks
Mm,
so, I know they said it's like a
it's a
demon
ghost.
or something, like a really old demon, but that mask looks very modernish. It looks like the Slipknot mask. That's why it was hard for me to believe like this is an old demon or whatever.
That's a good point.
I know why you hate me. I know why you hate yourself. My Plague, Resident Evil. Check it out.
There you go.
My plague.
Great
There you
show.
go.
So, Mr. Zombie, where do you rank this movie? Like, how scary was this movie for you compared to what's another movie that you'd compare it to?
I'll compare it side to side to Insidious.
Emoji movie.
Emoji.
Emoji. That was a terrible, horrible movie.
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Gremlins
One
take
out of
New
five
York.
blarts.
Gremlins taking New York. That's the one that scared me even more. What is that?
What's your real answer? Go.
You hear that?
No, it's just a monster under your bed.
No, like I said, if you have to compare it, you have to compare it to its predecessor, Insidious. So they're 1-1. Like top tier is Conjuring, so it doesn't go to that level yet. It's like Conjuring, Insidious, and then Sinister for me. If I have to put them in that order with that.
Conjuring was pretty good.
So
Here's a question for everybody for judging. Not saying it's like the best movie, but like, how do you rank horror movies? Or better yet, what are you looking for in a horror movie? As a fan, what is it do you want? Do you want the jump scares? Do you want where you actually have to like, does it make you like think about certain things in life? I guess what do they call it? The more higher tier horror movies. We're just looking for gore and fun stuff like that and blood everywhere. Because there's different types of horror movies.
yes, there is.
Yeah.
I'm looking for something that's like relative to life, like something that's not like how Sinister is, like where it's so like, you're not gonna find a snake in your attic, but if you add a little like modern, like just a twist, like kind of like the Fourth Kind, like with aliens and everything, people missing in Alaska and stuff like that. It has a real aspect to it because people do go missing, and then they bring in like a bunch of facts, and I like that, and it scares the shit out of me because if I ever go up to Alaska, I don't want to be caught up there, getting fucking.
No, oh my gosh.
Maybe I would, yeah, you're probably right. But nah, yeah, has
Is
to
that-
have like a real aspect to it.
What's that movie? 60 Days of Night? Is
The vampire movie?
that? Yeah, I don't think. Is that the one? Is that in Alaska?
Yeah.
So it's all.
Yeah,
It is.
it is. That one, I like that one. That's fun.
That's why I'm not going to Alaska.
What about you guys?
What I'm looking forward in a horror movie?
Yeah, because you said your top is Conjuring,
Yes.
right? So I'm just wondering, why do you put that up there?
Because when I go to the theater, I want it to be surprising and the jump scares and then the tension. Like you don't know. Do not want to see it coming. Like I don't want it. I want it to be like what the it was that, or see something extreme. Like that. that's what does it for me. And Conjuring checks all the boxes for me.
Ah, okay.
Jump scares.
So you want a heart attack in the theater?
Yes, I want that. Like I don't want to go.
You
That's
want
why
that
I
heart
hardly go see action movies because it goes from A to Z. Like, all right, I already know, and it's a straight path of good guy versus bad guy. It gets resolved at the end, type of thing. And a horror movie like is based on the true events, or and this what happened, and then you're like looking at this like this shit happened to him, and then you get the actual accounts of the things that happened to people at the end of the movie while it's the credits are rolling. You hear the tapes, the talking, and then the that with
Hello,
the
Georgie.
with the Ella
That's the
Rain.
whole reason. That's the whole reason I skipped the end of the porn parody of It, because I didn't want to see it coming.
Ding, 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 ding.
I knew you were going there, so I said that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I gotta deliver.
He gotta.
What about you, Hitman? What are you looking for?
For it to be over.
Ah,
Yeah, I don't like mindless stuff, like the mindless gore and stuff. It's just so cheap. Like, I like to think. With a lot of movies, I like to think. Oh yeah, Marvel fan, sure. But like, I do like I like things where you can get inside the head of whatever is antagonizing or is drawing your ire. Like, I want to see their perspective, or I want to see how they operate, and I want to
so you like
go
Seven?
down that road.
You like the type of Seven movie?
Yeah, I like all 7 movies.
So Texas.
Are you
Chainsaw
like a fan of Mindhunter? Is that Mindhunter on Netflix?
Is that Chris Angel?
Mind Freak. That's where
That's
it was like the formation
Those
of the
beautiful
FBI.
songs.
Yeah, the Mindhunter, where they interview serial killers. They get in the mind of those guys.
Yeah, I think it's the psychological aspect is interesting. I don't like the cheap stuff.
Well, yeah, there you go. See, everybody's got their own taste. What they look for in horror movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the trueness to stories and shit. Like, walk out, you're living in a little town, somebody chainsawing people to death.
You know, you saw a good horror movie that you have to see cartoon right after.
There you go. Put you in a good mood.
Exactly.
Looney
That
Tunes.
or happy or comedy or watch something else. Don't go to bed with those thoughts.
What if I do? What happens if I do?
You might get a nightmare and a boner.
Here comes Freddy, bitch.
Yeah. Oh, here comes the nun. Oh, I'm naked though.
Oh no. Oh no.
No, you know what's funny? Because your favorite movie, or you would say it's Conjuring, right?
Yes.
For me, it's The Conjuring too. Like, that's like all time high. That nun scared the shit out of me. Like, I love it.
I'm in a dungeon by myself.
I think she a low-key body.
Okay, I got another question. So you guys say you like the horror movies with like real life events. Would you put Schindler's List up there?
Oh man, that's a bad
You
one,
put
bro.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre up there, man.
Schindler's List is like
Really heavy.
sad, bro.
Well, yeah, but there's horrors in there, right? Would you even consider that? Because I've seen people debate this. Like, is Schindler's List a horror movie? But we got to think of horror in a different sense, right? These are
I get. Yeah, you're
atrocities that happen to humans, right? And they portray it on film.
right. Yeah.
So
I think that's more like a history lesson, and more
Yeah.
like, see this and see how effed up people can be. Although I guess horror movies kind of also have that message a lot of the time. So I guess it is kind of debatable.
I think they just like sprinkle horror, like not sprinkle. That's the wrong words.
I mean,
But
really,
they
they
have-
could do that with the freaking Christopher Columbus story. If you
Yeah.
they could, yeah.
like, if you dig into any part of history, is like a lot of it was pretty fucked up.
Yeah,
a
like
lot of it. I mean, look at the Mayans. Oh my god, they made quite a few movies out of that stuff too.
Yeah. Sheesh, man.
Yeah.
So Train to Bosnia.
Bosnia.
I mean, what's it called?
Busan.
Busan.
And I like Bosnia
Busan.
better.
Bosnia.
It's
Let's
part
do the
two.
let's do the whole show in an accent. Train to
Hello, we're taking the
Bosnia.
subway to Bosnia.
Bosnia.
All aboard.
All
I
aboard.
can only sit. There are 27 seats in this subway.
You sound like that guy
It's push
from
power too. It's
from
a
Black
person.
Widow.
Please
Person
come along.
pushing.
You must sit on your pedal bike.
You sound like that guy from Armageddon, the Frenchie guy who from the space station.
Oh.
The Frenchie. I think it was Russian.
I mean,
Frenchie.
Russian guy.
Her name is Kimiko.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Mon cœur.
Oh,
See, we ended with
cool.
a little comedy relief for you guys. You want to go spooky into the night. Oh. Goodness sake, vatos. So yeah, I'd like to say again, thank you for making Crow good. Any final thoughts before we get out up in here?
Stay spoopy.
They spooky. Carve your pumpkin.
Be careful for the nun in the closet.
Oh, yeah,
Face, look up your heads. It's back matter. All right. Enough of that chit chatter. Oh my God, this door's gonna open right behind me. And it's gonna be
Look
Jason.
down the hallway. She's gonna be standing there. Dude, I'm so buying a picture of her. I just want to see her. Like,
You put the little light up eyes too?
yeah,
I'm
gonna
pretty
be
sure there's a waifu pillow over.
like, come here, let's
You
cuddle.
can get those quality cuds.
Oh goodness sake, I'm getting chills. All right,
Free me of
guys.
my sins.
4 base, Cousin Neo, the hype man, and I am El Zombie. Next time we're reviewing Train to Bosnia. I mean, where's to Busan? I mean, one day I'll get it right.
Train to base.
Train to base.
Train on base.
Oh,
This
Guys better be dressed as nuns.
Whoa.
All right, we're not
It's
crossing
a
that
whole
path.
different kind of movie.
This is and has been the Scary Corner. Till next time, everybody do your evil laugh.
Oh.
1, 2, 3.